Hey guys, what we're going to try to demonstrate tonight is third generation night vision I2 using a PVS-14, a filmless PVS-14, and thermal using an Armasight Prometheus handheld monocular 640 resolution thermal. Now, what we're going to try to do here is show the advantages between the different units. In some cases, night vision has an advantage. In some cases, thermal has an advantage. One of the things we're going to do, of course, I'm wearing camouflage here. Night vision I2 PVS-14 third generation picks up black hogs very well in an open field with green grass. But things like predators, mountain lions, coyotes, bobcats, their camouflage is pretty good. And if it blends in the daytime, it's going to be very hard to see it with a third generation night vision. Whereas a thermal camouflage really doesn't matter. It's going to see through it. Another thing that I have out here is I've brought a pane of glass that I have over here behind me. Night vision will see through glass where thermal will not. And that's more of a tactical surveillance issue, I guess, but also when you're out hunting, if it's a rainstorm and you're in your blind, you have the windows closed, or it's cold outside, you're not going to be able to see through those windows. Or if you're in a UTV that has a windshield, you're not going to see through that. Or a vehicle, if you're, cruising the ranch roads looking for hogs or whatever you're hunting, thermal is not going to be able to see through that, where third generation I2 night vision will see through the glass. It will dim it down a little bit, especially if your windows are tinted, but you can still see through it. Another thing is I got a little open area behind me here, but there's some trees and some shrub back there, and we're going to see how the night vision will see through it versus the thermal. And we'll also turn on an IR illuminator, because when you have to use an IR illuminator on very dark nights, the vegetation tends to reflect back and blind you, whereas on thermal you're not going to have that issue. It is 77% moon tonight. We're down a little low area, but the moon's right up above us, but we do have a tree canopy, so it is fairly dark down here. But this is a top-of-the-line filmless unit, so it should look pretty good. For the weather, it's 86 degrees outside and 60% humidity with a 71-degree dew point from the Kestrel 4500. So here we go. We're going to turn out the lights and we're going to switch to night vision and thermal and see what we can see. Also, later on, another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a ghillie suit to see if the ghillie suit can defeat the thermal, just adding an extra layer on there and how that works. So here we go, turning out the light now. All right here, I should be at about 50 yards and I'm in the clear. Of course, I'm wearing multicam camouflage, but I am in an opening with nothing in between myself and the camera. So the moon's straight up above, it's coming through the clouds, so there should be some pretty good pockets of light here. Now what I'm going to do is this is some very light brush. I mean, there's some holes and some pockets, but it's just to give you an example of behind covered. And again, this is very light. It's not a very thick shrub, but it is something that I think will help defeat night vision, especially wearing camouflage. It shouldn't affect the thermal. I'm going to move over here, just the edge of the shrubs, and stand out here again in the open with nothing in between me. And again, camouflaged. should be able to see me pretty clearly with the thermal. I don't know about the PVS 14. Now what we're going to do is turn on our illuminator. Okay, now we have the IR illuminator on. Again, this is me at 50 yards with the IR illuminator on. Should make no difference with the thermal. With the PVS 14, I don't know if it's helping or hurting. It is pretty dark in here, so it probably need a little bit of extra illumination. Now I'm standing behind this thin brush here, a little scrub brush with a very few leaves on it and a few branches. We'll see if you'll be able to see me back here. I'll wave my arms a little bit for the thermal, and I don't know if that IR illuminator is going to be blinding you or if it's actually going to help me there. And now I'm out back in the open, and I'm just standing up against the tree background. Okay, next here we're going to be doing this is a very thin pane of glass. Of course, it's not going to cover my whole body, but I'm going to get back to about 50 yards and put this up, and you should be able to see it block the thermal, but the night vision should be able to see straight through it. So turn off the light again and go to night vision and thermal. Okay, here I am with here's the pane of glass. Pane of glass. And last but not least, what you'll see here is I'm wearing a commercial ghillie suit. This one consists of a thin breathable layer with a netting attached, and then the jute or threads attached to that. Here I am at 50 yards. If you noticed in the thermal, you can actually see my feet print in the grass where I've forced it down. So you can actually track. I was really surprised at that. And you've seen in some of the video here, my right knee looks cold. That's where I was kneeling down and talking to the camera, and it got damp in the grass. And here you see I go back behind the cover, and again, this is very light cover, but very well concealed with the PVS 14. Even with the thermal not moving, it's fairly well concealed, but looking through the screen, and if you had any time behind thermal, you would know somebody's there. And then here, back out in the open, just on the tree line, and I really thought this ghillie suit would conceal me more, but it was so hot I was building up a lot of heat in there, so it shows up with the thermal a lot more than what I thought it would. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or suggestions for future videos or questions about anything that I can make a video about, please comment below and let me know. Please don't forget to like the video. And coming up here in just a second, there'll be a hot link where you can subscribe to our channel. Please click it if you have not and subscribe to our channel. Again, thank you for watching. Hey guys, what we're going to try to demonstrate tonight is third generation night vision I2 using a PVS-14, a filmless PVS-14, and thermal using an Armasight Prometheus handheld monocular 640 resolution thermal. Now what we're going to try to do here is show the advantages between the different units. In some cases night vision has an advantage, in some cases thermal has an advantage. One of the things we're going to do, of course I'm wearing camouflage here. Night vision I2 PVS-14 third generation picks up black hogs very well in an open field with green grass, but things like predators, mountain lions, coyotes, bobcats, their camouflage is pretty good.